Hello Darts Nutz, welcome to Darts Review channel. So as promised when I did the Target Aspar review, I said I would do an update after around 20 hours. I said I wasn't going to rotate it and just focus on the 20 segment. So I've done that. I've probably done maybe 23 hours. I have thrown a little bit around the board as well, just for the sake of testing. So what I'm going to do is I'll show you the close-up of it, and I'll probably talk about what I've noticed and what have you over the time that I've been using it. So this is going to be update 1, and sometime in the future I'll do another update when I've done maybe 50 hours, but from now on I'm going to do the normal thing of rotating the board, which you should do anyway. But I have to say, from the hockey, the board still looks rather nice, and I've kind of got used to that minimalist look. So when I've gone on to the other boards, you do feel like a difference, but you soon get used to it again. So I think it's all about what you get used to, and a lot of people didn't like that numbering because it had the small numbers, it didn't have the wires, so some people who like to play certain pub games weren't very happy about it. But once you start playing on it, you soon just get used to it and it just becomes normal. But anyway, I've also got a picture of my 180 G3 Plus, which I took around about the same length of time, so I'll put that on the screen so we can have a little bit of a comparison. But I do need to update all them other boards that I've reviewed as well, so as soon as I get time I will be updating on them as well. But for now, let's check out this one. Right, so here's the view of the board from the hockey, and like I said, from the hockey it still looks rather nice board, and I actually like the minimalist look about it, but we'll get closer and then you can see. So like I said, I've focused most of my darts around the 20 segment, and you will see some holes. They're never going to heal up completely, but most of the surface is still fairly flat, just a tiny little bit of bobbling there. Little bit of fibre pulling, but again, I see that on most boards when you use it a great length of time. But what I will say is, when I got to around about the 12 or 13 hour mark, this part of the board, it actually looked worse, I thought. And I thought it absolutely looks terrible because there was holes everywhere and they just didn't seem to be healing up. Now, to give you an idea, it was kind of like what it looks like around here. See all the holes there, and it's because I haven't really used the rest of the board a great deal, and it was looking like that at the 20 segment area, and they just didn't seem to be healing up. But obviously the more I've used the board, the more it's bedded in, and it doesn't look quite as bad as I thought it was going to be at this stage. And I will show you the picture just now of the 180 G3 Plus, so you can compare that, which I took around the same length of time. But it is quite a firm board, so if you're a person who throws light darts, or you've got a very light throw, you may find parts of the board maybe a little bit too firm. I think I hit one of the trebles around here and it barely stuck in. Now normally I don't have problems with my darts penetrating the board, but when I came to pull it out, it almost fell out into my hand, and it was just a tiny little bit of the point stuck in, so I don't know how it stayed in. But I haven't really had any major issues with it. I don't really suffer much with bounce outs or dropouts, so it's not something I can really help you with in that regard, because I never really have a problem with them that much. I did throw at the numbering, like I said. That was the very first dart I threw at the numbering on purpose, and it actually stuck in, so I was more surprised that it actually hit. And I've got a few areas where I've hit it. Now, it hasn't broke. It is quite a thick nylon, but I dare say if you concentrate your darts at it a lot, then you may well crack it or break it eventually. But I don't know, it is stronger than you think. So don't really know what else to tell you now. Let's see if I can get a flatter picture of it. So The spider as well seems to be holding up okay. I can't really feel any bad nicks or anything. There was only that one that was there from out the box, but okay, it's not been an issue. I do think the bullseye area is quite firm though, so like I say, if you're a light thrower, maybe not the board for you. So I'll show you the picture now of the two boards, the 180 G3 Plus and this Aspar, and they've both been taken around about the same length of time of use, and then I'll just wrap up after that. So if you want to study these pictures, it's best to pause the video, but I've done Aspar first, then 180 in 3 different shots, so hopefully you'll get an idea of how they've worn around the same length of time. So there you go, that's the first update on the Target Aspar, and from now on I'll just do it as you should do, rotating it, and when I've got to 50 hours I'll do another update for you. So what can you say from this update? Well, I don't think it's the best healing board. It seems to improve the more you use it though. The minimalist look is an issue that's dependent on the individual. You either like it or you don't. It is quite a firm board, so again, some people may not like that. Other than that, it still looks quite nice from the Oki, so it's a tough one to decide really. I think the biggest issue is the fact that you can get some of the higher regarded boards like the Blade 5 and now the Blade 6 just a bit cheaper, and also I think the 180 is a bit cheaper as well, the G3 Plus. So I think that kind of puts the Aspar in a awkward position in terms of boards rank. It's probably somewhere in the middle, maybe just slightly above middle, and because I've only used it for say 23 hours or so, it's a little hard to be definitive at this point. I really need to spend more time on it and see how it wears over a longer period. So obviously when I've got to around about 50 hours I'll do another update. I have no idea when that's going to be. Could be some time because I've got quite a lot of boards still which I'm in the process of using, and when I've done that then maybe we can have a better idea, and who knows, it may have got a bit cheaper by then, so it may be a better buy, but like I said, things are going up and the shipping problems are not getting any easier, so I don't really see the prices dropping down anytime soon. So there you go, that's that. Hope you've enjoyed this first update. I'll see you on the next one. Happy darting.